run, run. You'll eventually see straight. Keep on run. New adventures every day. Run, run, run till you make a new mistake. Run.
Can you see that? That's like the city right there. I just got to my apartment for my time here in El Salvador, and look at this view. And mountains, like what the? Hi guys, Bria here. And as you can tell, I'm not naked, but I have a towel on and I got a definite tan, you can see. But basically, it's hot as hell's arse in El Salvador. Thank God for AC, but usually when you first check in, the AC is not on. So when I got in here, I just stripped everything off and was like, okay, let me just sit in the AC and cool down. But now that I'm in my El Salvador apartment, I actually need to go get something to eat, some water, just some stuff for the room. I'm gonna be here for like 3 days and I got a lot of video editing to do and a lot of city exploration to do. So I'm gonna take you guys with me just as I do a quick run to the corner store, I guess you would say. I have no clue where it is. I'm gonna go down and talk to the security guard who speaks straight Spanish, no English. I did some Google translations while I was up here on Wi-Fi so that when I get down there, I can actually talk to him. It's a damn shame how bad I am at Spanish, honestly, but I always crack it up to the fact that like, I speak Chinese. Like, it wasn't easy learning Chinese, so like my brain just doesn't process some things. Like, I'll be like trying to remember stuff in Spanish and it just brain fart. I'll start thinking of Chinese or English. But again, I Google translated some stuff. I basically am gonna say to him like, hey, I'm sorry I don't speak Spanish that good, but I really need to find like a store with like water and snacks. Can you tell me which direction? So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna record me talking to him because I feel like that's a little extra. I kind of like being in the moment when I'm traveling, especially as a solo female traveler. But I will take you guys on the walk with me of my neighborhood and see if we can find a store to get something to drink at. So pretty. So I just spoke with the security guard and he told me to go a couple blocks up and to the left in order to find the corner store. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, using my limited Spanish. I just ordered all these snacks in Spanish. Looks like it is. She's calculating it to see how much it costs, and then I'm gonna pay for it, go back to her. So I just bought like a shit ton of snacks from this corner store. I've yet to find a grocery store. Hola. Yeah, I've yet to find a grocery store, so I just have hella snacks. I figured I'm just gonna snack it out tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get up and explore the city and see if I can find me like an actual grocery store so that I can do some cooking in the room, maybe like a local market or something like that. But I'm gonna do some research on Google and see what I can find. I'm just headed back to my room at this point in El Salvador. Okay, so I'm back in my room, and before I get too comfy and settled in, I wanted to show you guys my snack haul because I feel like El Salvador has some really interesting snacks, so take a look at this. All of these snacks plus 2 waters and a juice cost me nothing but a whopping $6. So we got some elotitos. It looks like spicy corn, like crunchy spicy corn. That should be good. This one is mais chino picante. I think it's similar, but it's like more of a fluffy, like a Cheeto Puff type texture. And then we have some jalapeno tortillas looking things, some nacho chips. This thing I thought was interesting. It says a cheese quesadilla sponge cake, so we'll see how that turns out. This is a choco mantequilla. So it's basically cake covered with chocolate icing. Should be great. And then last but not least, I got this. I have no clue what it is, but based off of smell, texture, and everything, it seems like a croissant covered in like some honey butter, and it smells absolutely delicious. So I'm really excited to eat all these snacks.
Right now it's number 82 worldwide. Congratulations. So yeah, right now I'm in this state of work.
The only question I have is, how do they get out if you don't get out? So I'm standing here with the security guard. I'm trying to figure out how to get an Uber to the grocery store because I don't want to walk. So learn Spanish, y'all. Just learn Spanish, please. I Google Translate as much as I could, and I'm still like. But hopefully I'll get in this Uber and get to the grocery store so I can buy some dinner to cook with you guys.
Vete, ¿no?
Para mí. Oh. I just finished shopping and he's taking me to find a taxi. Very nice. Huh? Okay, So I just got back from my first official El Salvador grocery haul, and excuse me if you guys see me in this black dress often. It is hot as balls in Central America, and I put clothes on to go outside, and when I come inside, I strip them off. It is so warm, but something you can get used to depending on if you like the culture and everything else, and I really do. I love the people. So before I even show you guys my grocery haul, I wanted to talk about how I ended up at the supermarket, right? So I'm sitting in my El Salvador apartment and I'm like, I need to go to the market, and my phone's acting weird. Even though I set it up so that I have Signal and pay for the international plan, my Uber app is not working, and they do have Uber in the city here. So I was like, okay, well, you need someone to call you an Uber, and you need to catch a taxi back from the supermarket. So I went down to the security guy, and he's a super nice guy, and barely speaks Spanish, he barely speaks English, but somehow we worked it out. I did a little bit of Google Translation before, but I pretty much just asked him, like, can you help me call a taxi or an Uber to take me to the supermarket and possibly take me back? He literally called the Uber for me on his phone, and then I just paid the Uber guy cash. Let me tell you, I only went about 1.5 miles to the supermarket. It was $2.50 in the Uber. If I did the exact same thing in the US, even if it's just 1.5 miles up the street, there's probably gonna be a limit. It's probably gonna be like, you're gonna pay us at least $7, ma'am. No matter how short of the trip, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that was amazing. So I was like, damn, I barely paid anything for this ride. So I get to the supermarket. I'm a little bit nervous because obviously I'm a foreigner, and people here are so sweet. Like, I cannot explain to you guys how sweet people are here. Like, you would think that people are gonna stare at you, people are gonna be weird towards you. Absolutely not. I felt like I lived here. I felt like I was part of this country. And it turns out, guys, when you purchase veggies and fruits, like from the produce section, you're actually supposed to tag it yourself for the price. So when I got up to the line with my veggies and fruits, he left and went back to the produce section and tagged all my stuff for me and came back. And I was like, oh my God, lo siento, I'm so sorry, because I didn't understand. And he was like, absolutely no problem. Like, even the people who were in line behind me were like not even bothered that they had to wait because some foreigner couldn't figure out how to use the grocery store, you know? So it's just been really awesome. And then when I was checking out, I told the guy who was bagging my stuff, I was like, hey, yo necesito un taxi. I was like, I need a taxi, you know, to get from here. He was like, oh, no problem. He literally carried my groceries all the way outside to a guy and spoke with him and was like, take her home. He put the groceries in the car, put me in the car, and was like, there you go. And then my ride home, $4. And that was a markup, baby. I know it was a markup, but I was well worth paying that, you know? But I was like, $4 plus another $2.50 to get there. Like, boy, what? Let me show y'all what I got. All right, so this haul right here was actually only about just under 40 bucks. I had to get me some type of seasonings. I couldn't find salt, but I found garlic salt. You guys can see the prices on them too. I got some laundry detergent because I want to do some laundry. Couple juices, see those prices, some Snapples. I got me some Stella Artois. They actually sell these individually, so you can see each one is $1.70, but I just got me a 6-pack because that's what I'm used to. I got me some charcuterie. That was like $5. I got me some shrimps I'm gonna cook tonight, along with some potatoes. So like you guys see this sticker on it, you're supposed to put that sticker on it yourself before you go to check out. And I had no clue because I'm not from El Salvador. I also got some I think this is Korean noodles. Like, there was a lady there promoting this. I was like, why are you promoting Korean noodles in El Salvador? But I've actually had these noodles before and they're so good. So I was like, yeah, sure, give me one. And then of course I got me some fruits. I got some Fuji apples. That only came out to just under $2. And I got me some plums for $2 as well. So overall, I did pretty good. You know, it's just me. I'm not gonna be here too long, but I'm definitely gonna cook some food tonight. Oh yeah, and for those of y'all who don't know, my favorite food is potatoes. Aren't these the cutest fucking potatoes you've ever seen? They're like tiny little baby potatoes. Look at them. They're just children. Okay, you guys, I am officially in the city. It's quite intimidating. It's a lot of people. It's very busy. It's a lot going on, but I'm gonna attempt to like walk around and figure out or like show you guys like what the city looks like. There's a lot of people like selling stuff. A lot of buses, bikes, people yelling. This is my first time kind of doing something like this, so yeah, I'll let y'all know how it goes.
Serían 2.70.
Alright, I'm sitting in front of this shop. And I just ordered some food and they helped me order a taxi back. Everybody's been so nice about helping me call taxis because my Uber app isn't working, so they've been like calling Ubers for me, so everybody's so sweet. Okay, so don't be mad at me, guys. I know I said I was gonna cook for y'all. I went to the grocery store, shopped. I did everything I could do. I got back to my room and I realized you have no fat. You have no oil, no butter, nada. How can I cook potatoes? Well, I guess I could bake them. When I went to the city though, luckily I was able to find someone cooking like authentic El Salvadorian food. And I got a little bit of footage with her. I wasn't trying to be super awkward with the camera all up in her face, but I did want to show you guys kind of just some basic food that you can get in El Salvador. So here we have like some grilled chicken. It's a potato and a tortilla. Just really simple, humble food. Everyone's familiar with. Like I was thinking like, oh, maybe if I come here, they're gonna have some crazy food. I'm like, the food is very simple and humble. Like even for breakfast, I've had like black beans, avocado, tortilla, plátanos. Sometimes they'll put like a cheese or like a chili or tomato sauce with it. Like it's all foods that I've actually had before, you know, just maybe prepared slightly differently or, you know, a different seasoning. But everything I've had since I've been here has been really good, especially the pupusas. So I realized why people like them so much. Very simple, but just absolutely yummy. And if you guys want to hear a funny story, in my video where I was hiking to Cascadas de Tamanique, there's a scene there where we went to a pupuseria and outside you can see like free range chickens running around. So when we went to order our pupusas, she was like, you know, do you want to try one like with a meat or something in it? And I was like, yeah, let me get one with chicken. I wasn't even like thinking like, and then she came back later and was like, we don't have no chicken. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Just give me the regular beef and cheese ones. But I'm like, girl, do you realize that like one of these chickens might have to die just so you can have a couple pieces in your pupusa? Like when I got back to my room, I felt like a piece of trash. I was like, what is wrong with you? Why would you choose chicken? You see those chickens right there. But at the same time, I kind of like am desensitized, I guess, as an American because we don't see it from farm to table, you know? So being here, I have eaten way less meat. The only meat that I've really eaten maybe is like, well, see, I have this chicken now, but other than that, I was eating some shrimp, some camarons. So yeah, it's just really been eye-opening being in this country, seeing how people live, very humble, very sweet. And I'm just really enjoying myself, y'all. I'm getting ready to go to a hostel next, so that should be an interesting experience. I still got a few more days here, so I'm just gonna keep sharing my journey with you guys, so stay tuned. Why did I wash these clothes and throw them on the ground?
You guys,
My drunk ass last night was like, I'm going to bed. Now.
walking around.
Today.
It's just crazy being here. I'm like hovering loose and like get as much as you can, but like nothing does it justice.
So, one of my Discord members was like, what have you been eating? Fruta. I've been eating apples, plums, shrimps, avocados. I want to eat potatoes, but I didn't bake them. I've honestly been so healthy since I've been here. I went to the grocery store and bought local groceries instead of just like eating out at every freaking restaurant I can go to. I'm about to go to my hostel though, so they say they have a kitchenette. Not sure what that entails, but I might end up at a restaurant, so we'll see. But yeah, I've just been eating healthy foods. That's all. You guys, I'm not sad to leave my Airbnb, but this was so much fun. I mean, I left the resort to come here, and I really enjoyed being here because this gave me the local vibe of like how it would feel if I actually lived in El Salvador. I've been doing a lot of video editing, just kind of like going at my own pace, taking my time. I also recently started my cycle, so I feel like exhausted, but I'm holding it together. And yeah, when I was at the resort, it was kind of like I felt like I needed to engage. I'm like, you're at a resort, like go to the pool, go to the bar, go hang out. Like, why are you here if you're just gonna be in your room editing videos all day? So coming to the Airbnb was kind of refreshing because it felt like I'm home. I can take my time, do whatever I want at the pace that I want to do it. And also go out. Like I went into the city. That was a crazy culture shock. I'm actually like on a university campus type situation, so there's a lot of students around. It's a very safe area. The people are so nice, like all the security guards and everybody, they like look out for me because they know I don't barely speak a lick of Spanish. And it's just been a wonderful experience feeling like a local. I really wanted that vibe in my travel because I often hear when people talk about tourism how it can have bad effects because maybe people are unaware of what the local people are actually experiencing because they're only staying at the resort. They're paying American prices for their stuff. Like they're not seeing how people actually live on a day-to-day basis. So if you want to give a country some justice, go explore the country, you know? Actually see the people. I mean, at the resort, everyone who worked there spoke English. It just doesn't really give you the heart. You know, it doesn't give you the heart of the people, the heart of the city or the country that you're going to. It's very much so catered to tourists and more specifically Americans. And I appreciate, you know, them catering to us and the convenience of that. However, at the same time, it's like I want to see the real. I want to feel the real. Like I want to drive down the streets of El Salvador and see people on their motorbikes and see kids going to school, go to the local gas station. Like I bought a bottle of Bacardi from the gas station for like $11. I was like, what type of world do we live in? What world is this? But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm getting ready to leave this Airbnb. It's been amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna show you guys the Airbnb tour. And I'm headed over to a hostel. I've never stayed, no, I did, I lied. I stayed in a hostel in Cleveland, Ohio. But this hostel, it seems like it's gonna be more like a hotel room. I opted out of sleeping in the room with everybody because I don't even like people enough to, yeah. I'm working on that. But yeah, I got me my own like room, private room with like a kitchenette. It's still cheaper than having an Airbnb. So I did want to give you guys that balance of like, you're staying in a resort, you stayed in a local Airbnb, and now you're staying in a hostel, which is kind of the cheaper way to go if you want to save a little bit of money, you know? So I really want to show you guys that because I don't think it's gonna be trashy, not classy. Like just from my like research, I was like, oh, this looks like a really nice place. So I'm excited to see what my new living arrangement is gonna be, you know? Gotta get everything packed up. I gotta get a little bit more B-roll or some footage while I'm here. And then I gotta run down to security and be like, you know the drill. I need a taxi again. I'm sorry. And they're so happy. They're like, sure, no problem. Like they call for me, they don't mind at all, but I just feel so bad. It's like by now you still can't get a taxi. And I'm like, it's my freaking phone. Like I have an international plan. I told them, they're like, what are you using it for? I was like, I want to just be able to like call Ubers at least, you know, in a place where they actually have Uber. And they're like, oh, no problem. As soon as I go outside, as soon as I leave off Wi-Fi, it's like, you can call people and text people. That's it. My apps are not working. Google Translate's not working. Uber's not working. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I really wish these phone companies would work on that. It's 2023 and people travel a lot. I'm not sure why we're having so many issues with these smartphones abroad. It's quite annoying. So I wanted to just use my Uber app, but now I can't. But at least it forced me to talk more to the locals. So that's a positive thing, I guess.